deep into a really chilling Hindi horror story called The Secret of Chandigarh Village. We're going to break down just how this narrative masterfully builds suspense and terror, turning what should be a simple trip into an absolute fight for survival. So this single line right here, one shortcut is sometimes the longest path. This is basically the story's core warning, and immediately sets the stage for our main character's fateful decision. You know, the easiest path, as he's about to find out, can lead you straight into the greatest danger. And the story just drops us right into the witching hour. It's after midnight at the completely desolate Chandigarh station. You've got the sound of dogs crying in the distance, an empty platform. I mean, the author creates this perfect classic horror setting that's designed to make you feel uneasy before anything has even happened. So in this first section, we get to meet our protagonist, Sumit. He's just hopped off a super late train. He's exhausted, he's anxious, and he's on a really urgent mission to deliver some life-saving medicine. So right off the bat, the stakes are incredibly high. You know, Sumit's internal thoughts here are just so effective. It's not just about him being uncomfortable, it's a genuine plea. This line immediately shows us how vulnerable and desperate he is, which makes him a really relatable character thrown into this super threatening situation. His goal is to get to this remote village, Sonajori, but he has absolutely no way to get there. The station is a ghost town. His search for anyone, any kind of transport at all, leads him to one single point of light in the thick fog, a lonely old tea stall. And here it is. This is our first big, explicit piece of foreshadowing. The old guy running the tea stall gives Sumit this incredibly cryptic warning. It's like a direct shot of supernatural dread, turning the dangerous forest from just a physical threat into something paranormal. Don't trust your eyes, he says, and whatever you do not look back. So, now we're getting into the rising action, where that tea seller's warning immediately starts to come true. Sumit's desperate hope for a ride? Well, it shows up, but in pretty much the worst way you can imagine. An auto rickshaw just appears out of the darkness. But instead of feeling relieved, the way it's described just adds to this feeling of dread. It's black, it's all broken down, and the windows are blacked out. It's like the visual embodiment of the tea seller's warning. Something is definitely not right here. Now, what the driver says here is just, wow. It's this brilliant, sinister double meaning. He promises to drop Sumit at a place from which he won't need to go anywhere else. Sumit, in his desperation, just hears a promise to get to his final destination. But we, the audience, we hear a clear, terrifying threat. As they drive deeper and deeper into the forest, Sumit's feeling of unease finally turns into outright fear. He starts to notice the driver isn't looking at him, but is staring at the medicine in his pocket. And then it hits him. This isn't the right road. The trap is closing in. And this is where the deception becomes completely undeniable. The driver says the engine is hot, but what he's really doing is signaling some menacing figure hiding in the dark. He then forces Sumit out, claiming the road is bad, and just abandons him right in front of a haunted house. His words are all lies. His actions just confirm that the trap has been sprung. This brings us right to the story's terrifying climax. Stranded, all alone, Sumit is forced to approach this decrepit old house, where he's about to confront the true horror of the Chandigarh forest. He doesn't even touch the door, and it just creaks open all by itself. Another classic horror move signaling that some kind of evil intelligence is at work here. And inside, who does he find? The driver and his buddy. But they are not what they seem to be. Now you really have to notice how quickly things escalate here. First, the ghosts walk right through a solid door, just defying the laws of physics. Then their true demonic forms are revealed. They lift Sumit into the air with just their minds and threaten to torture him. The danger goes from just being eerie to being violently physical in a matter of seconds. And then we get this absolutely chilling confession. They reveal their true nature. They are the spirits of two infamous criminals, Bola and Kalu, who died 10 years ago. Now they exist only as this insatiable, predatory hunger. Just when you think it's all over, when all hope is completely lost and Sumit is about to be torn apart, an unexpected savior appears, and this just completely flips the power dynamic of the whole scene, introducing a new, powerful force into the fight. Suddenly, a brilliant blue light just fills the room, and it's followed by this booming voice that literally shakes the entire house. This isn't some subtle presence. It's a commanding force that immediately stops the two demons right in their tracks. And this is Inspector Data. His arrival in a spectral police uniform signals the story's major turning point. The whole narrative pivots from being just a tale of terror to a supernatural battle between good and evil, crime and justice. Inspector Data makes his purpose crystal clear. He is a guardian, a protector of the innocent. And with just a simple wave of his hand, he unleashes this shockwave of energy that completely vanquishes the two demonic spirits, saving Sumit's life in the absolute nick of time. The next thing he knows, Sumit wakes up totally safe and sound, right back on the bench at the tea stall. And in this final section of the story, the tea seller finally reveals the deep, tragic history behind the night's terrifying events. Okay, so this timeline lays it all out for us. 10 years ago, these two criminals, Pola and Kalu, were terrorizing the area. Inspector Datta tried to arrest them, but they murdered him by setting the house on fire. But before he died, he vowed he would stop them. Soon after, the criminals themselves died in a mysterious fire in that very same house. And ever since, Datta's spirit has guarded the forest. So here you can see the two opposing forces at play. On one side, you have Bola and Kalu, criminals in life, demons in death. And they are driven by nothing but pure hunger. And on the other side, you have Inspector Datta, a protector in life, an avenging angel in death, driven by an unending sense of justice. And the story concludes with this really powerful final image. As Sumit is running for the station, he sees this faint figure in the fog. It's Inspector Datta, who gives him a slow, deliberate salute before vanishing. It's this silent confirmation that the Guardian is on his eternal watch. And this is the really provocative thought the story leaves us with. It isn't just about ghosts. It's about a duty so profound it actually transcends the boundary between life and death. It asks us all to wonder, can the fight for justice truly